only 32 verses. Afar let her depart, away we drive her home, made with hands all beautiful. Skilled men prepare and fashion like a bride, her nuptial train, complete with head and nose and ears, all beauteous, wrought with magic skill. Afar let her depart, away we drive her, made by a Sudra or a prince, by priests or women, let her go, back to her maker as her kin, like a dame banished by her lord. I with this salutary herb have ruined all their magic arts, the spell which they have cast upon thy field, thy cattle are thy men. Ill fall on him who doeth ill, on him who curseth fall the curse. We drive her back that she may slay the man who wrought the witchery. Against her comes the Angirasa, the priest, whose eye is over us. Turn back all witcheries, and slay those practisers of magic arts. Whoever said to thee, go forth against the foeman, up the stream, to him, O Kritya, go thou back. Pursue not us, the sinless ones. He who composed thy limbs with thought as a deft joiner builds a car, go to him, thither lies the way. This man is all unknown to thee, the cunning man, the sorcerers who fashioned thee and held thee fast. This cures and mars their witchery. This repellent drives it back the way it came. With this we make thee swim. When we have found her ducked and drenched, a hapless cow whose calf hath died, let all my woe depart, and let abundant riches come to me. If as they gave thy parents aught, they named thee R at sacrifice. From all their purposed evil, let these healing herbs deliver thee. From mention of thy name, from sin against the fathers are the gods, shining ones. These herbs of healing shall by prayer release thee, by power, by holy texts, the milk of riches, as the wind stirs the dust from the earth and drives the rain cloud from the sky. So chased and banished by the spell, all misery departs from me. Go with a resonant cry, depart like a she-donkey whose cords are loosed. Go to thy makers hence, away, go driven by the potent spell. This Kritya is thy path, we say, and guide thee. We drive thee back, who hast been sent against us. Go by this pathway, breaking loose for onslaught, even as a host, complete with cars and horses. No path leads hitherward for thee to travel. Turn thee from us far off. Thy light is yonder. Fly hence across the 90 floods, the rivers most hard to pass. Begone, and be not wounded. As when the trees so smite and overthrow them, leave not cow, horse, or man of them surviving. Return, O Kritya, unto those who made thee. Wake them from sleep to find that they are childless. The charm or secret power which they have buried for thee in sacred grass, field, cemetery. Our spell and household fire, which men more cunning have wrought against thee, innocent and simple, that tool of hatred understood, made ready, stealthy, and buried deep, have we discovered. Let that go back to whence it came. Turn thither like a horse, and kill the children of the sorcerer. Within our houses are swords of goodly iron. Kritya, we know thy joints, and all their places. Arise this instant, and begone. What, stranger, art thou seeking here, O Kritya? I will cut thy throat, and hew thy feet off. Run, be gone. Ender at Agna, guardian lords of living creatures, shield us well. May Soma, gracious friend, imperial sovereign, and the world's masters look on us with favor. Bava and Sarva cast the flash of lightning, the weapon of the gods, on fallen angels, against the sinner who made the evil thing, who deals in witchcraft. If thou hast come, two-footed or four-footed, made by the sorcerer, wrought in perfect beauty, become eight-footed and go hence. Speed back again, thou evil one, anointed, balmed, and well adorned, bearing all trouble within thee go, even as a daughter knows her sire. So know thy mother, Kritya, thou. Kritya, begone, stay not. Pursue as 'twere the wounded creature's track. He is the chase, the hunter, thou he, may not slight or humble thee. He waits, and aiming with his shaft, smites him who first would shoot at him. And when the foeman deals a blow before him, following strikes him down. Hearken to this, my word. Then go thither away, whence thou hast come, to him who made thee go thou back. The slaughter of an innocent, O Kritya, is an awful deed. Slay not cow, horse, or man of ours. In whatsoever place thou art concealed, we rouse thee up there from. Become thou lighter than a leaf. If ye be girt about with clouds of darkness, bound as with a net, we rend and tear all witcheries hence, and to their maker send them back. The brood of wizard, sorcerer, the purposer of evil deed, crush thou, O Kritya, spare not. Kill those practisers of magic arts, as Surya frees himself from depth of darkness and cast away the night and rays of morning. So I repel each baleful charm which an enchanter hath prepared, and as an element shakes off the dust, I cast the plague aside. Now, witchcraft, I'm not sure what they mean, because baleful, that's loud. So what they're saying by magic and witchcraft, in a lot of texts, well, what does the original language mean by this specifically? And no, I am not saying that I support persecuting people for being of a different faith. In the West, the word magic just got to be the word for, people with a different religion or something, or a different type of religion. A different church might not be considered magic, but, a different faith would be, that's Jewish magic, or that's Arab magic, or that's, they would say stuff like that. In 10:2:33 verses, who framed the heels of Purusha, who fashioned the flesh of him, who formed and fixed his ankles, who made the openings and well-molded fingers, who gave him foot-soles and a central station. Whence did they make the ankles that are under, and the knee bones of Purusha above them? What led them onward to the legs' construction? Who planned and formed the knees' articulations? A fourfold frame is fixed, with ends connected, and up above the knees a yielding belly, the hips and thighs, who was their generator. Those props were by the trunk, grew firmly established. Who and how many were those gods? White pigs. Who fastened the chest of Purusha and neck together? How many fixed his breasts? Who formed his elbows? How many joined together ribs and shoulders? Who put together both his arms and said, let him show manly strength? Who and what god was he who set the shoulder blades upon the trunk, who pierced the 7 openings in the head, who made these ears, these nostrils, eyes, and mouth, through whose surpassing might in all directions bipeds and quadrupeds have power of motion. He set within the jaws the tongue that reaches far, and thereon placed speech, the mighty goddess. He wanders to and fro mid living creatures, robed in the waters. Who hath understood it? Who was he first of all the gods who fashioned his skill and brain and occiput and forehead, the pile that Purusha's 2 jaws supported? Who was that god who mounted up to heaven? Whence bringeth mighty Purusha both pleasant and unpleasant things, of varied sort, sleep and alarm, fatigue, enjoyments and delights? Whence is there found in Purusha want, evil, suffering, distress? Whence come success, prosperity, opulence, thought and utterance? Who stored in him floods turned in all directions, moving diverse in form to flow in rivers, hasty, red, copper-hued, and purple, running all ways in Purusha, upward and downward? Who gave him visible form and shape? Who gave him magnitude and name? Who gave him motion, consciousness? Who furnished Purusha with feet? Who wove the vital air in him? Who filled him with the downward breath? What god bestowed on Purusha the general pervading air? What god, what only deity placed sacrifice in Purusha? Who gave him truth and falsehood? Whence came death and immortality? Who wrapped a garment round him? Who arranged the life he hath to live? Who granted him the boon of speech? Who gave this fleetness to his feet? Through whom did he spread waters out? Through whom did he make day to shine? Through whom did he enkindle dawn and give the gift of eventide? Who set the seed in him and said, still be the thread of life spun out? Who gave him intellect besides? Who gave him voice and majestic power? Through whom did he bedeck the earth? Through whom did he encompass heaven? Whose might made Purusha surpass the mountains and created things? Through whom seeks he Parjanya out, and Soma of the piercing sight? Through whom belief in sacrifice? Through whom was spirit laid in him? What leads him to the learned priest? What leads him to this Lord Supreme? How doth he gain this Agni, by whom he hath measured out the year? He, Brahma, gangs the learned priest. He, Brahma, gangs this Lord Supreme. As Brahma, man wins Agni. Here, Brahma hath measured out the year. Through whom doth he abide with gods? Through whom with the celestial tribes? Why is this other called a star? Why is this called the real power? Brahma inhabits with the gods, Brahma among the heavenly tribes. Brahma, this other star, is called. Brahma is called the real power. By whom was this our earth disposed? By whom was heaven placed over it? By whom was this expanse of air raised up on high and stretched across? By Brahma was this earth disposed. Brahma is sky arranged above. Brahma is this expanse of air lifted on high and stretched across. Together with his needle hath Atharvan sewn his head and heart, and Pavamana hovered from his head on high above his brain. That is indeed Atharvan's head, the well-closed casket of the gods. Spirit and food and vital air protect that head from injury. Stationed on high, Purusha hath pervaded all regions, spread aloft and stretched transversely. He who knows Brahma's cattle, yea, the fort, whence Purusha is named, yea, knows that fort of Brahma, girt about with immortality. Brahma and Brahmas have bestowed sight, progeny, and life on him. Sight leaves him not, breath quits him not, for life's natural decay. Who knows the fort of Brahma, yea, the fort, whence Purusha is named, the fort of gods impregnable, with circles 8 and portals 9. Contains a golden treasure chest, celestial, begirt with light. Men deep in lore of Brahma know that animated being which dwells in the golden treasure chest. It hath 3 spokes and 3 supports. Brahma hath passed within the fort. The golden castle, ne'er subdued, bright with excessive brilliancy, compassed with glory round about. We are a city of 9 gates, right? We got the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears, the genitals, the anus, and that equals 9 holes. What is the 8? Are we referring to something to do with water? Because I think number 8 relates to water in some places, but what would the 8 circles be? My ancestors tended to divide the year into, there were 8 seasonal points. The cross-quarter nights, the equinoxes, and the solstices. But, and by reading this, I'm not saying that I believe that any of the light beings are female. I don't believe they're male either, but we can think of the Shemham Thorash, and, there's divine qualities, and we know them in the material world, but when we know the spiritual side, there are light beings that show that, and there are various ranks of angels or other groupings of angels, as we call them, but angels as in unfallen angels, the Devis.